That look that passed over her face and through her eyes when her son said, yeah, she's gone a lot and I don't get to see her very much. That look broke my heart because I totally could feel her pain. I could feel her mom guilt, right? She's a single mom trying her best to provide for her children. And she has two part-time jobs, and she just opened her own brick and mortar business. And so she quite honestly has probably gone from home a lot. And when she's not gone from home, she's probably focused on what, all that she has to get done in the short amount of time that she is at home. So not so present for her son at this point in time, I'm sure. But I felt her pain. I felt that, and she said, like, what do you want me to do? I've got to put a roof over our heads. And I just felt so sorry for her because I know that there's a better way. And that's what we're going to dig into in this episode is why start an online business? So if you are in that position, or if you know someone who is in that position of feeling the guilt and the pain of having to work so much just to provide for your children, this episode is really going to bless you, I believe. So I look forward to seeing you on the other side. Are you tired of a life of mediocrity, barely surviving the month and always feeling like behind the eight ball? Would you like to live a life of purpose, serving others without worrying about debt or paying bills? Would you like to have your kids be honoring and respectful and working with a spirit of excellence rather than feeling entitled to having everything for nothing? I believe that every area in life can be used for impact, but only with the investment of time, energy, effort, and money. And that investment will continue as long as we live. You have made the first step in coming here to this podcast. I'm excited to have you here. Hey, we are Melanie and Lou Borbo, empty nesters who are now passionate about equipping other parents to make the most of the time they have with their loved ones. Empowered parents will empower kids. If you're ready to make an impact, grab a pen and paper and let's dig in. I was listening to this lady inside our community the other night, and she was talking about how her 22-year-old son had kind of almost, reprimanded her for how she was raising the younger 4 children. Now, she's a mom of 8. She had 8 kids, so 4 earlier, and now she has 4 younger ones. In the middle of that, in the middle of raising those kids, her big kids are, whatever, moved out and doing their own thing. And her husband got really sick, and so he couldn't work anymore. So she had to get a job. And she said, and she was quite emotional because she said she knew that she wasn't doing what she did with her bigger kids. She didn't have the same kind of standard that she had, in past years. Now she has to work more. She has to help her husband more. And so these 4 younger kids are being raised by the TV, by the video games. And she said, I realized when my older son said that to me that something had to change in my life because I did not want these younger kids to be raised without the same values and morals and things that I had taught my older kids. And so that's how she came to start looking and, had discovered the 2-hour workday and, this community. And so from here, she says, I'm so happy now that I can figure out how to make a full-time income and still only work 2 hours a day so that I have the time with my younger kids to raise them the way that I want to and the way that I know that is important for their success. And I just thought that was such a powerful story because how many times is that the case? Maybe not older kids, younger kids, but I mean, even still, we have lots of blended families, right? So that's the beauty of what we have here inside of this community is that we get to master that 2-hour workday. So if that's something that you want to learn, if you think that's going to be something that's going to benefit your family, giving you more time back to be the parent that you want to be, then just drop your email into dailypaidblessings.com and you will get access to some videos and to the blueprint that will show you how you can actually work 2 hours a day and make a full-time income. So take care, and I'll talk to you over there. Welcome back, friend. Hey, we are going to dig into why start an online business. And I've got some really good reasons, but I want to share something with you. It struck me really weird last night, I think. I was thinking about how much money, when I first came out of college, so many, many years ago, and I was an animal health technician, right? And I had got my first job and I was super excited. And, that was good money for me at that time. And then I was looking at what I make in my day job, because I have a day job, which I really enjoy. But I was looking at what I make now and what I made then, and I was really quite shocked to see that hadn't changed all that much. Yeah, scary, because I graduated from college in 1995. So just to show you the time difference, but that income is not that different. And that to me is not acceptable. It's not acceptable because think about inflation. Now I started looking this up today because I wanted to see what the average increase of salary is in Canada in 2024 and the average inflation. Here's some stats that I think you're going to find as disturbing as me. I hope you do, because the salary increase in 2024, according to Google, said about 3 to 4%, depending, right? But the inflation rate for 2024 was 3.2%. And that was 2024. 2023, it was 4.06%. And in 2022, it was 9.59%. Okay, so if our salaries are only going up, however much a year, they're definitely not going up at the same rate as inflation. So if we keep going on that particular treadmill, we're never going to be able to keep our head above water. That's just fact, right? From the numbers. So for me, I thought, you know what? We need to talk about why starting an online business is the right way to go. Because when we run an online business, well, any business, when you have your own business, you can kind of, set your own pay, so to speak, right? Depending, I guess, on what business you're in and all those kinds of things. But I love online business. I love the concept. I love the flexibility. I love all of it. And so to me, I wanted to give you a few ideas as to why starting an online business, especially digital marketing, but, online in general, is the right way to go. Okay, so there's a few tips that I want to give you. Flexibility. When you are running your own business, your own show, especially like I say, online or digital, you have the flexibility to work around your kid's schedule. You have the flexibility to take time off whenever you want, to holiday when you want. You are now not confined to the 9 to 5 or the 8 to 4 or whatever, the evenings and the weekends thing. You get to dictate what your schedule looks like. So for me, the reason that is so important is because so many young people spend so much time alone after school. And I believe, I was raised by a mom who was home all the time. Okay, we didn't have much money, but my mom was always there. I did the same thing for my kids. I was always there, and I believe that it is so important to spend quality time with our kids. I wish I could tell you how fast they grow up and how fast they go out and get their own lives, because when they're small, you think, oh my goodness, these kids they're driving me crazy. I can't get anything done. Everybody's fighting and scrapping and crying, whatever. And you think that it's going to last forever. But guess what? It doesn't last forever. And I'm here to tell you, as an empty nester, that time goes really fast. And once it's gone, once they've moved out and they got their own life and they're doing their own thing, for me anyway, I wish that I had that time when they were little again. And I've heard this from multiple grandmas and grandpas, that they wish they would have valued the time that they had with them when they had it, rather than wishing for them to grow up so fast. So the first one is flexibility. which in my mind gives you freedom, but we're going to talk about that in a second. Another reason I believe that online marketing or digital marketing is the way to go is because there's a low operating cost. I did some research today on franchises because that is like for someone to start a business, a franchise is a turnkey model. They give you everything you need to do, you do it, and you should have success. That's basically what they say with the franchise. So that's like your McDonald's or your, Booster Juice or like any of those things, those dollar store, all of those things are franchises. So here's what I learned, that the standard franchise fee ranges anywhere from $10K to $50K. And don't even get me started about a McDonald's because that franchise fee is crazy high. So this is what you pay basically for the training, the licensing, like whatever. You pay this fee. Now, again, I've never had a franchise, so I'm kind of going off what I saw on the internet. So I might be wrong, but I mean, it's going to paint a picture regardless. So you have to pay this upfront fee to get the system. You're going to pay the money to get the system so that you can run the business. But that does not include building or any kind of construction or reno costs. That's all above that. Typically, that's above that franchise fee. The other thing that it does not include is any equipment or product that you have to get. That is all on you, but it's not typically talked about, when you think about starting up a franchise. And then here's the part that I thought was rather interesting, is that there's a royalty fee that has to get paid typically monthly, and it can range anywhere from about 5 to 9% of gross sales each month. So there's a huge, huge cost to starting a franchise. And I mean, that could go for any brick and mortar business, any business where you have a building, you have vehicles, you have equipment, you have product, any of that stuff, all of that cost is on you as a business owner. That is not the case with online digital marketing because everything is digital. That means you don't hardly have any overhead, especially not with the digital marketing program that I work with. There is no overhead except for the initial investment. And we have 4 different programs, 4 different places that you can start. And that's just basically 4 different levels of training. We have a $100, $300, $600, and a $900 program. Now, get this. You pay this fee one time, and then you pay a $29 website fee. And that is it. That's it. You can run this entire business with no monthly cost, no employees, no commutes to work, right? So now the investment is so low. Even at the $900 program, it is so low for what you get. It is just like so blowing my mind. So we have flexibility in when and how you work, how you build that business. We have low operating costs, which is huge, especially when you're starting a business. Because when you first start a business, you typically don't have a lot of income, but there's usually a lot of outflow in a normal business. This particular business does not have that, which to me is like I say, that is so fantastic. That is such a huge game changer. Another reason to start an online business is that there's no cap on your income. You can increase your skills to increase your income at any point in the game. You can do more of the things that are working. You can whatever. You have the power to increase your income at any time. Whereas with a traditional job, you definitely do not, because you are being paid by an employer. They're only going to pay you so much money before they're like, I'm sorry, I can't afford to pay you anymore. And that's going to be any business. Like any job that you have is somebody's business. So your income is totally capped out when you have a traditional job, or even I want to say a service-based business. So if you're a massage therapist, a lash technician, a hair stylist, whatever, you only have so many hours that you can actually work. That means you can only make so much money. You will be capped out because you can't go beyond 24 hours in a day. And you can't work 24 hours a day every day because you'll be dead. That's the bottom line. So your income is capped, your freedom is capped, your flexibility is absolutely stifled. You have, all these things happening. And get this, when you start an online business, it is totally not location dependent. Isn't that amazing? That means you could be sitting on the beach, watching your kids play in the ocean, or doing whatever it is that you do, traveling wherever you want to go, or just sitting at, in a campsite with your kids, whatever it is makes your heart sing. You could be doing that and making money at the same time. Isn't that amazing? All you have to have is the internet and some kind of a device. That's it. And you have to be willing, at least in our program, you have to be willing to, get in front of people. I mean, that's every business. You can't run a business without somehow getting in front of people. People have to see your offer. End of story, right? But do you see when you have an online business, how much freedom, flexibility, fun, income, all of these things can increase when you do it the right way, right? When you get trained up in the right way and you do it the right way, all of these things can happen, which cannot happen in a job or cannot happen in a brick and mortar type business where you have to actually be there, or you have a building that has to be taken care of. So I hope these are just some of the many benefits of an online business, but I wanted to get your mind thinking, get some seeds planted for you. If you've never thought about starting an online business before, there's lots of online businesses you can start, but I think this one is my favorite by far. And I've tried lots. Don't get me wrong. I have tried lots of them, but digital marketing is, it just feels like it's checking all the boxes, right? I don't have to create any product. I don't have to worry about shipping. I don't have to worry about inventory. I don't have to worry about staff. I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. All I got to do is get this message in front of people. So if you are ready to know more about how you can start an online business, simple, easy, fully trained, you don't need any tech skills, all of that stuff, then head on over to dailypaidblessings.com, and you're gonna see there a place to put your email to get this proven blueprint. You're gonna put your email in there, and then after that, you're gonna get to watch two videos with from our millionaire, the lady that has actually put this community together. She's going to talk to you about, how this works, why this works, that kind of thing. And yeah, you can opt out of this at any time. You're not committed to anything. You can come, you can learn, you can walk away if that's what you want to do. But if you truly want to change, then this is worth the time and it's worth the effort. So head on over to www.dailypaidblessings.com, and I will see you on my email list. All right. Have a fantastic day. God bless. See you next week. Do you feel that your kids are growing up so fast and you don't have time to be the parent you dreamed of being? Are you sick of the heartache you feel every time you have to leave them to go earn a living? Does debt and money stress keep you from being totally present with your family? Welcome to Daily Paid Blessings, the Parenting with a Passive Income podcast. We are Melanie and Lou Borbo, small-town parents with a now empty nest, and we realized too late how fast our kids grew up and how little time we actually had with them. On this podcast, we are going to show you how to buy back your time with passive daily pay so that you can strengthen the family foundation and help your kids and your grandkids become powerful change agents. If you are ready to ditch the 9-to-5 grind, make more memories, and parent with a purpose, grab your picnic lunch and a blanket and let's dig in. Oh, and by the way, if you enjoyed this podcast, please share it with other parents who also want to know how to parent on purpose.